everyone, it's Mood Disordered Mind, and today I'd like to talk about me going back to counseling. It's been 30 days since I was discharged from counseling, and I went in last week and I made an appointment at the same place that I was going, and I'm actually seeing a different counselor this time. I asked specifically for somebody who is familiar with mental health, who has background in that. I think that's important. So I'm going to see a different person, and I just wanted to discuss the positives of going back to counseling and the challenges that I'll face going back to counseling. So we'll start with the challenges. And the first challenge is digging up buried emotions. I'm one of those people, when things happen to me or I experience things and I get that anxiety, I get that fear, I get whatever those feelings are, anger, hate, scared, sadness, whatever, I bury it deep. I don't want people to see my emotions. I don't want people to, to use it against me or think I'm weak or something. Not that emotions are weak, but I'm afraid that my true emotions, my true feelings will make people scared of me or something. That's probably an irrational fear, but that's just how I feel. The next challenge is learning to trust my therapist and learning to trust myself. When it comes to counseling, you got to be open and honest, and I got to trust myself to do that, and I got to trust that the therapist will be professional and keep the confidentiality, and not judge me when I'm talking. Sometimes you get therapists and they judge you, so that's another thing. I gotta learn to trust myself and know that it's okay to talk to a therapist. Another challenge is keeping my appointments. That's what got me kicked out of counseling the last time. So that's gonna be something that I need to work on. Make sure I keep my appointments. Make sure that if I can't keep the appointment, I call and reschedule. That way, I don't run into this problem again. And hopefully these challenges will move into the positive column that I have. So the positives are med management. I can't get med management without going to counseling. And I need medication. Without medication, things spiral out of control. Not everybody needs medication, and this is personally for me, so I don't want people to think that you have to have medication. If it works for you not to have medication, then it works for you not to have it, and I totally support you. But personally, I need medication. Another positive is I get to start fresh with a new counselor. So I'll be able to, start slow. I think that's important for me. Take baby steps. Don't jump right into the big problems, Start with the small problems, like, for instance, my anxiety and stuff, start with that or something like that, So I think that'll be good, and I'll have a new therapist, so someone who actually specializes in mental health issues. So I think that'll be good for me. Another positive is I will get to work on my issues, especially the deep ones, because working on my issues will actually help me in all the areas of my life. Hopefully it'll help me learn to trust, which is part of the challenge that I have. So I think just being able to start fresh will help me to be more open to working on my own issues. Because I have a tendency to not really, like when I'm in counseling, I'll talk about like what I did that day or something. But I don't necessarily always talk about things that bother me or you know, things that have happened that I have to deal with, I don't necessarily talk about those because, like I said, I'm afraid to do that. And another positive is that I get somebody to talk to, a third person, you know. It's somebody who doesn't know me, doesn't have any emotional attachment or anything. You know, it's good to get a fresh pair of eyes, a different perspective, because sometimes they can see things that you don't see, you know, so I think that'll be very helpful. So those are my positives and my challenges, and I'm actually glad to be going back to counseling. I didn't want to stop going in the first place. I was just having a hard time, and it just sort of, you know, it took the course that it took. So now I'm going back to counseling, and I will keep you guys updated on how that's going, and hopefully it'll be, you know, this time around it'll be a lot more, it'll be better for me, it'll be better for the counselor, and hopefully I won't miss any appointments. So yeah, that's it. I hope everyone is doing well, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.